Capitol Rioter Jeannie Cudd's case proves white privilege defines our justice system. Capitol Rioter Jeannie Cudd's white privilege guarantees her far better treatment in our criminal justice system than if she were a person of color. It's an opinion piece from MSNBC. We're going to go over this. Again, I still discuss opinion pieces because, it's very important to see what some people think in the popular culture. It's written on February the 5th, and it was written by Dean Abidallah, an MSNBC opinion columnist. An editor's note. This article has been updated to include the fact that a judge ruled late on Friday to grant Jeannie Cudd's request to lead the country for a planned trip to Mexico. Wow. So already...
You're about to experience a nigga moment.
We are experiencing some interesting stuff. Interesting things. So we're going to get into this now. Let's go ahead and get to this article. All right, so Jeannie Cudd didn't think a little thing like being charged with 2 federal crimes for a role in a January 6th attack on the Capitol should stand in the way of her being allowed to travel to Mexico for a weekend retreat. Cudd's lawyer on Monday filed a motion to allow his client, who wore a Trump flag draped over her shoulder like a cape, as she and thousands of others laid siege to the Capitol, to leave the country this month to attend a work-related bonding retreat for employees and their spouses. You are under federal investigation, girl.
You're about to experience a nigga moment.
It seems to me a strange thing. America, fuck yeah!
America. I mean, how do you think a judge is going to respond to you asking for the ability to lead the country when you are basically being accused of being a seditionist and insurrectionist? You're under federal investigation. How did you think a judge was going to respond to that, girl? Oh my God. How did you think a judge was going to respond to that? You a goddamn clown.
Enough from the clown.
You goddamn clown. There's nothing like employees frolicking with a Trump-loving insurrectionist to really enhance bonding in the workplace, right? Before the judge could rule on the request, a grand jury on Wednesday charged Cudd with 3 additional crimes, including a felony for obstructing a congressional proceeding, which carries up to 20 years in jail. Given the additional charges, you would think that Cudd's application for a Mexico vacation would have been denied, but late on Friday, a judge granted Cudd's request to leave the country to attend her getaway. So while she's under investigation and actually on trial, in the middle of a trial period, she is accused of a crime that can give her up to 20 years behind bars. And a judge granted her request to lead the country to Mexico for a work bonding retreat. And some of y'all wonder why, because again, I don't like the idea of white privilege for most white people, but you can't wonder why some people think white privilege exists when stuff like this happens. This is ridiculous. This is just...
You're about to experience a nigga moment.
This is a nigga moment. That judge, that's some stupid shit. I mean, it's not just cops that I have an issue with, right? It's a lot of these judges, these fucking clowns with robes and all this power. People don't realize that a lot of their rage towards cops, it's not really even towards cops, right? You will notice that whenever cops do things, my criticism is very much focused. It's just not all over the place, right? But some people mistake what a judge does for what a cop does. See, a cop can't control the law, right? Yes, I will criticize a police officer for shooting an unarmed person. In most every case, I'm going to come down hard on the police officer. In most every case. But there are some cases where I will admit the police officer is getting the blame, where you got these goddamn clown-ass judges. Like, see, the cops who arrested, who actually put this woman in handcuffs, they did their job. It was the judge in this case who didn't do theirs. So we can't blame the police officers for this case here. All right. For everything else, sure. Absolutely. But not for this case because they did their jobs here. But it was that clown-ass judge, that dumb-ass judge, right? That was the problem here. That clown-ass judge, that was the problem here. Not the officer in this case. And you will rarely hear me say that. So relish that moment because you will rarely hear. Yeah. Hello, DM Cosmic Chaos in the chat. My boy DM Cosmic Chaos over on YouTube. He says, wow, dude, no justice, no peace. I'm going to say hello to my boy. All right. Welcome to the chat. Welcome to the stream, DM Cosmic Chaos. So let's get back into the article here. Because this, again, I think Dean Abdallah is killing it here. He says, as outrageous and nauseating and as nauseating as that ruling sounds, no one should be surprised. Cut was simply following her instinct that as a white person, she has privileges. Privileges that people of color don't. And painfully, she's right, especially when it comes to our criminal justice system. As we see time and time again in the news, and as numerous studies point out, white people are treated far better than people of color from their first interaction with law enforcement through sentencing. That is just, we're going to look into that particular study. But again, that is insane. I want to look at the video here because I'm just flabbergasted. I'm floored with this. This is just, I don't understand what's going on here, man. I'm confused. I'm confused. How do you get granted a trip to Mexico when you're on fucking trial? That is incredible to me. I gotta say, man, that is just unbelievable. Let me mute my sound quick. But that's just unbelievable, man. I want to see this video because I want to see how this judge justifies this, man. Because it's just like, you're almost asking her to run then, right? Because if I'm on trial for something that I can get up to 20 years for and you allow me to leave the country, oh my God, I'm leaving the country. I'm not coming back. I'm gonna play that song for my damn self. Hit the road, Jack. I'm playing that for my damn self.
Our promise to Brian's family is that we will never forget his sacrifice. We must be vigilant as what President Lincoln referred to as the harsh artillery of time. We will never forget. With your permission, may we be worthy to carry Brian in our heart.
January 6th.
We did break down the Nancy Pelosi's office door, and somebody stole her gavel and took a picture sitting in the chair, flipping off the camera.
In a local interview 2 days later, Cudd said she would, quote, do it again in a heartbeat, but maintained she did not personally enter any offices. A U.S. magistrate approved the request to go to Mexico. Cudd is facing 2 charges, entering a restricted building and disorderly conduct. What do Americans think? NBC's Steve Kornacki joins us now.
How is that possible? How do you? I'm at a loss, man. That one blows my fucking mind. Good. What about you? Hey, DM, I'm very much good. Thank you for asking. Any news stories you want me to cover? If so, let me know. All right, so again, guys, you want to submit in the show, the number to call is 253-203-6784. Again, the number to call is 253-203-6784. I run the show every day, 1 p.m. Pacific, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Also at 8 p.m. Pacific, 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the more edgier side of the Pitchfork podcast. Let's go down here. Cuz case is a show and tell of how bad the system is. Even before the new charges were filed, she had been facing only 2 misdemeanors and was released on her own recognizance without bail and with minor conditions, such as not being able to leave the country without permission. This despite her bragging on social media shortly after the attack, saying, I fucking charged the Capitol today, and hell yes, I am proud of my actions. She also boasted, we did break down Nancy Pelosi's door, and after learning Capitol Capitol officer Brian Sicknick had died from injuries sustained during the attack, she appeared on local media declaring defiantly, "I would do it again in a heartbeat." Compare Cuz' treatment to that of Khalif Browder, a 16-year-old black teenager arrested in New York City in 2010 after being charged with stealing a backpack. Since his family couldn't afford the $3,000 bail, Browder, who always maintained his innocence, was sent to jail at Rikers Island. Rikers Island. Oh my God. Rikers Island. Do you understand? If you're going to Rikers Island, you're doing hard time, son. Like, there's very little chance that you won't get raped or don't know somebody who's been raped. If you've been incarcerated at any amount of time there, you will see that, or you will either experience it or you will hear about it. I mean, you're doing hard time, son. Like, yo, that is not a place you want to go. All right. Rikers Island is legendary for how strict it is, for how fucked up it is, but what the goddamn inmates will do to you. If you don't know about Rikers Island, I would highly suggest you Google it, baby. All right. In fact, let me go ahead and just do that for you. Rikers Island. How bad is the prison? Listen. Rikers Island. Okay, so Mother Jones puts it as America's 10 worst prison. Yeah, it is known, man. Rikers Island is no fucking joke, yo. That is yo. Listen to me. If someone's gonna okay, so DM Cosmic Chaos asked me on YouTube, DA, do you think Republicans are gonna grow or correspond and impeach Trump? I think some of them will, but I'm not completely sure of that. I think it's gonna ultimately fail because he will definitely be impeached again, which is he pretty much was, but I don't know if he's gonna be convicted. I just don't know it. The Republican Party is afraid, right? They're petrified of what the Trump base is gonna actually do. So they don't want to piss off that freaking Trump base. That Trump base is rabid, man. You just don't want to upset them. Like they could be really, really crazy, bro. So like the politicians, they are tightrope walking right now. They don't want to upset these people because once you upset these people, they just become like wild animals, man. You don't want to make them angry. You just don't want to make them angry. So right now, I think they're playing a game right now. They just don't want to. That's a real tough one. That's a real tough one, man. That's a real tough one.